Alright, this is part 2 of the 1973 homemade, which is actually a 1972 Harley XLH Sportster. I put a battery in it. It takes the same size battery as a standard Harley XL or FLH or FL. The carburetor, I took the carburetor apart because, not knowing, I just didn't want to suck more crap into the carburetor or do anything with it. So, the carburetor needs work. I went down here and to where I pointed out this tube was in the wrong location, and you can see here that the pressure switch is bad. It's loose in there, so it's bad. This thing's leaking from everywhere, primarily from the carburetor, because I tried to fix it without fixing it. So let's see if it starts. The choke was stuck, or the enrichment valve. It's the damn choke. And let's turn it on and see what it does. I love the start switch over here. This is what you gotta do to start it. Give it a little gas here. Try it again. Go half enrichment. Alright, so it does run. Doesn't run very well because the carburetor is messed up. The idle circuit must be clogged in it. But just wanted to show you that it does run. Doesn't run too bad, but issues with the carburetor. That's what the enrichment circuit is going down. Headlight work. The switch for the high beam, low beams here. And I just bumped it. You can see that it was, switch is not in there very well. Contacts are dirty in it, probably. So, I know this is a crummy video, but I figured I'd show it to you running. Definitely got issues with the carburetor. You can see the gas leak in there. Coming from the accelerator pump, probably. Yeah, if you try to close it put it on the idle circuit, it doesn't even, it just stalls out, as you just heard. So I just, you know, good news it runs. So I need an oil pressure switch. I don't know about the generator. I gotta check the generator. I don't know if those dash lights work or anything. I've got handlebars, the correct handlebars for it, and that'll be the next step, to put the handlebars. As it was running, this thing fell apart. You can see here the clutch. So, you know, good job. So, the clutch handle needs to be replaced. The other side handle needs to be replaced, and I have a carburetor for it, and I have the correct buckhorn handlebars, and I have some 70s brake and clutch lever for it. Right now I was in the process of wiring the 73 FX, but curiosity got the best of me. And I found it interesting too. These, you know, I was looking at these fork tubes, and I'm going, you know, those look kind of short, or maybe they left out. There's a spacer. You know, on some bikes they have spacers up in here. Maybe they left those out. And I looked it up, and actually these bikes, for an option, they had what they called the high-rise fork tubes, and then they had the high clearance and low clearance. And these are obviously low clearance fork tubes. And it's probably for a rider that you know, is shorter in height, so that it's easier for them to get their feet to the ground. And then I questioned whether about these shocks back here. These shocks looked like they were set up, because they're shorter. They could have been shortened too, because you see I showed you that bracket from last time. You know, that the mount should be here, so they could have been shortened there to make this kind of a you know, for a short person bike. Which, you know, I didn't know that. So, but now that I got it to run, I need to drain the oil out of it and go through it. And you know, I still don't know what I'm going to do with this bike. I know I'm going to put the buckhorn handlebars on. I want it more original to a 1972, because that's really what it is. You can tell here, one of the things you can tell about 1972 or earlier, I think this was started in 70, where they drilled a hole for the wires to go inside the frame, instead of in 73 they stopped doing that. That's kind of where we are with it. It's a good thing I had that big battery for it. Started right up with that. It does leak oil. It may have been over full. There may have been some oil in the sump, and it may have been, so it's breathing. It's spitting oil out the breather. But anyhow, this is the 1973 homemade motorcycle with a Wisconsin rev-in, but in all honesty, it is actually a 1972, 71, possibly 70 Harley XLH Sportster. The tank is a repop. It's too clean inside there to be good. the front fender, it does not have the correct brackets for it. The rear fender, I think, is correct. The struts are correct. The struts are probably 72. And the reason why I say that, I think the 71s had a hole here where the red reflector was, and then in 72 they moved it up to here. So I think that's what's going on there. I got to figure out that seat's mounted. That seat's mounted in really a funky way. Of course, tie straps galore, so it's got a tie wrap there, and then if you can see underneath there, you can see a bolt, oh sorry, cord's in the way. You can see a bolt back underneath there. I don't know what that's about. That goes in the shock post, or the pogo post hole. And then it's got mounting brackets back here for the standard bench seat type. So it's a mixed bag, but I want to get it wired correctly, and I want to get so that the alternator, I mean not the alternator, generator light works. I want to get it, I've got the dash and speedo for it. I just want to get all those parts on it and get it closer to so it'll look like a 72 Sportster should look like. So anyhow, I'm going to leave it at that. Sorry for the crummy video. I was trying to reach around there and trying to get the thing started, but it did start. I said I would try to do a run start video on it. So anyhow, this is the 1973 homemade motorcycle with a re-VIN Wisconsin title, and I do have a Virginia. I do have a New York title. That's where I bought the bike, up in Long Island, New York, and I do have a current title for it with that VIN number on it. So I will be getting that title changed over to Virginia, and we'll go from there. So anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry about the crummy video. Bye.